My name is Melissa and I'm a library assistant here at the Cupertino Library. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to make two different kinds of holiday cards. Both of these would be a fun activity for families as they are easy to make, fun, and pretty. They involve cutting out some simple shapes from decorative papers and gluing them to a ready-made blank card. Here is an example of the first card we're going to make. I'm going to cut out some circles from these papers and we're going to make some Christmas tree ornaments. For the second card, we are going to make a simple pop-up Christmas tree. So let's get started on the fun. First, I'm going to go over our supply list. What you need, first of all, are a good pair of sharp scissors. Next, you're going to need your blank ready-made cards. I bought these at Michael's. They are 5 by 6.5 inches, and I bought them in a value pack of 50. You might have to order them online for in-store pickup for the value pack. Next, you're going to need glue. If it's sticky, it's going to work. You can use Mod Podge, you can use Elmer's, you can use whatever you want. When I use glue, I also like to have these little brushes that help me push the glue around on the paper. Gets a nice even layer. Next, you're going to need some marking pens in pretty colors. You might already have these around the house. If not, don't feel you have to go get a big new set. A couple of marking pens in some pretty colors will do fine for today. Next, you're going to need a tool for drawing circles. I really like these circle templates as you can make lots of different sizes and they're very easy to use. You can just do it like this, but you can also use a compass and a pencil, or you can use anything that has a round shape and that you can use to trace a circle with, like that. And of course, you're going to need some decorative paper to make your ornaments. I often find that I have a lot of little scraps of wrapping paper, too small to use for packages, but this is a great time and way to use those up if you have them handy. I just brought a few samples from home. And of course, I bought some decorative paper also at Michael's. Michael's is kind of my go-to store because they have everything I want on a reliable basis. However, you can also look for supplies like these at Target and at staplers, and also at Office Depot and other office supply stores. Just look in the school supplies aisle. That's probably the best place. I have these. And I have this stack of decorative papers. The nice thing about this is that all the papers here are designed to go together and look good. So you can use any ones that you want. I'm just starting out with the ideas of what I like to look at. And of course, glitter. Glitter is a lot of fun. It's a lot of mess, but a sparkly card is much more fun and attractive, I think, than an unsparkly card. One thing I like to use when I do work with glitter is a paper plate to catch the excess when I shake it off the card. It'll still go almost everywhere, but at least you have a little more control when you do this. So, let's get started. Make sure you have all your supplies in easy reach before you begin. One thing to be mindful of when you are using a paper with a decorative repeated pattern, take a little care to center your circle like this rather than like this. It'll make a big difference to how your completed card if you take a little bit of care right now. So I am going to trace the circle around this snowflake like this and cut it out with my scissors. Obviously, it's much easier to cut from the edge and work your way in. You just move your scissors around slowly, carefully, try to make a nice clean edge, like this. Sometimes you might want to cut out a smaller sized piece of paper and cut it rather than try to cut through the whole sheet. I like to do everything the hard way. But you get the general idea. You want to just take a little bit of care and try to be neat. It does not have to be perfect. And there you have a nice, clean snowflake. I have some nice little circles of paper all cut out and ready to go to make my ornaments. So now we can get at work on how we want to put our heart together. And I recommend that you play around with this a little. Be patient, don't be in too much of a hurry. It's always okay to change your mind, and it's always okay to just wing it. So you can either put your card vertical or you can have a horizontal card. It really is completely up to you. I think I'm going to go with a horizontal card. And I'm going to take my snowflake and I'm going to put it kind of up here. And, just play around with the position of your ornaments. Don't be in a big hurry. You can change your mind, you can make things look different, you can decide which way you want things to point. Just play with it, have fun, enjoy this process. This is where you can be, yourself. You can make them overlap or you can keep them separate. It really, what you want is what the important thing is. So I have some ready circles all cut out and ready to play around with. At this point, have some fun with your design. Don't feel like you have to be in a big hurry to decide where everything goes. You can always change your mind until you start gluing things down. So you can move your ornaments around, you can make them overlap, you can have your card vertical, you can make it horizontal. I personally like horizontal, but it's totally your decision. Anyway, I think I kind of like this design here. So, when you're ready, take your first ornament and put it face down on your working surface. And just a point, when you're using glue, a little is better than a lot. It's a lot easier to control where it goes, and your finished card is going to look better because you're not going to have any big globs of glue around. It will also dry a lot faster and flatter. So now take one of your brushes and brush the glue all around the wrong side of your ornament until you have a thin, even coat like this. You can always add more glue if you need it. So take it, decide where you want to put it. I think right here, and then smooth it down with your fingers until it's nice and stuck down. If you need more glue, it's easy to add. Now repeat your process with each of your other ornaments. Here's ornament number 2, sticking down. Just press it firmly all the way around. If you need more glue, You might want to use your little glue pen. This is great for small jobs, but it looks like this one's going to stick down just fine on its own. Then number 3, same procedure. Glue, 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 brush, brush, brush. And I think I'd like to have these sticking straight up and a little lower right over here. And now a nice green sparkly ornament. Brush your glue around like this and stick it down, maybe put it a little higher. Want it to look kind of spontaneous, not just in straight lines like a grid. And then our last ornament, this little red guy. Glue, glue, glue. And stick it down. And now we let the glue dry on all these ornaments. Sometimes you might want to put it down on a surface and weight it with something heavy like a book while it dries, so it will be nice and flat when it's finished. Now that the glue is dried, it's time to introduce using our markers. I think I'm going to start with this silver one, and I'm going to use it to make a top to each one of our ornaments, so it will look more like it's hanging up. I'm going to just do a little hat, a little pillbox hat. So I'll right up here at the top. And it already looks a bit more like an ornament. It's all ready to go on the tree. And now I think I'm going to take my green pen and I'm going to make it look like it's hanging with a vertical line toward the top fold of the card. And I'm going to add a nice little bow like this for decoration. And maybe a green line for this one too. And another pretty bow. For contrast, let's do a red ribbon for this green ornament and a bow. Maybe I got them a little too close together, but that's okay. And so this one, it's pretty close to the top. And then this one here, a nice gold ribbon. And I think this little gold red ornament looks kind of plain and underdressed next to all its friends. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my glue pen and I'm going to outline it in glue and make a little glitter halo. And the nice thing about this glue pen is it's got this finer tip, so you can really get in and do some detail like this. And let's see, how about some nice silver glitter around edge of this ornament. I'm just going to give it a little tap. I guess I got a little too much. But that's what glitter is all about. And we're going to just let that dry for a minute until it's had a chance to stick down. And maybe I'll take my green pen and make a few pine needles like this. So it's, after all, it's a Christmas tree. You can also do some lettering if you want. You can do it inside or outside the card. What you write is really up to you. So maybe we'll just let the glue dry before we try to write anything, though. I got a little ahead of myself there. And so shake it a bit. Shake it around. Make sure we've got it covered. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of that back into the silver glitter. Another nice effect to do with glitter is to lay down a little path of glue. And one thing I like about this glue stick is that it has a wide applicator and a fine applicator. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a path right here to balance out the silver glitter up here. I'm going to take some of the silver glitter I just used and shake it down on here so we get a little sparkly cloud down here at the bottom. Kind of balances it out. You can make more if you want. But here we have our completed first card. For the next card, it's a little different because we're going to be cutting the card itself to make our Christmas tree. So, for card number 2, you want to just sort of eyeball the center of the card because we don't want to cut any further than the center. That way the card will fit neatly into the envelope when we're done. So, I'm going to hold your card here with the fold along your right. And we are going to cut a very simple triangle to make our Christmas tree. I'm going to start here about an inch from the top of the card and cut diagonally toward the left this way. And as I say, we're going to stop at about the middle line of the card or a little further in. Now, turn your card 1/4 turn clockwise so that it's like here. So we don't want to make the next cut here, but we do want to make it a little further down, and we're just going to cut straight up like this and end at about the same point, horizontally from the end of the last cut. So there, this is what's going to make eventually our pop-up tree. So we're going to open the card like this, and we're going to push on the center fold so that it kind of reverses, and we're going to crease it in the opposite direction from fold. And when we end, the tree is going to be on the inside of the card. We're going to push that down, smooth it so that it's like this. And here is the start of our pop-up tree. Now this would be a really boring card if we just left it like it is, So let's dress it up a little. Fold the card closed again like this. And for this one, you don't want to use cardstock to line the card. It would be too stiff and thick. So I am going to use this paper, which is nice, light, bendable wrapping paper. So fold your wrapping paper right sides together like this. I'm gonna move it down, put it this way on your work surface, and take the card, and we're going to put that so this fold and this fold line up. So take your pencil and trace this shape onto the wrapping paper. And we're going to cut that out now. Side, and here we have our tree with the, I'm going to lay this card face up and open, and we're going to bend this tree shape. I'm going to line it up here with the tree in the center of the card. Now it's time for more glue. A little dab on the card, and again use your brush to smooth the glue over the paper. I think it's going to need a little bit more. Right up to the edges. Nice, thin, even coat of glue. And we are now going to place that tree, and we're going to try and line it up as best we can with the folding tree. And just smooth it out. You might need to weight it down while the glue is drying. And we have, I use this paper. You do not have to use anything that looks realistic. I just like the way this looks. But you can go wild with creativity if you want. Whatever you think looks good for the paper that you have with you. So now that the glue is dry, this is how our pop-up Christmas tree card looks. Still a little simple, but we're not finished yet. I think the outside of the card needs a little bit of help, so I think I'm going to take my gold marker and I'm going to make a gold star, just a nice little 5-point star like this. Fill that in. And I think I'm going to use a bit of gold glitter to make a little cloud around it, like this. And once again, spread out your glue a little so you've got a nice wide field. And I'm going to take the gold glitter and I'm going to shake it onto the card like this and let the glue dry. We're going to be decorating the inside too, so don't worry, it's not finished yet. Now that the glue is dry, we're going to do some work on the inside of the card and make it look a little more festive. So open it up, and I'm going to take the gold marker again, and I'm going to make a star here at the top of the tree, because that's perfect for the top of a tree. For the Christmas tree itself, I think I'm going to make some little glitter ornaments. So I'm going to take the fine nib of my pen or my glue stick, and I'm going to dot a little bit of glue here and there just to put some ornaments on it so it looks a little jollier. And I'm going to use some gold glitter. I think I'll just put it in my palm, sprinkle it on, not too much, here and there, like this. And for the other ornaments, I'm going to use the red glitter the same way. A little bit of razzle dazzle for Christmas, holidays, and we're going to let the glue dry yet again. There's a lot of glue drying in this project, but it will be worth it. Make sure to keep the card open until the glue has dried, or you could end up gluing your card shut, and that would not be fun. You'd lose all the hard work you've done. So now that your glue is dry, you have your Christmas tree and the glitter ornaments, and I think it's time for a little bit of writing, such as Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whichever you prefer. What you write in your card is completely up to you, what you write and where you decide to write it. So, I did make a little star on the front. It didn't turn out quite the way I hoped, but this is what experiment is about. If you don't like what your finished card, you can start over on a different one, doing the same steps. It's totally up to you. Have fun. So that is our Christmas card video complete. I found the ideas that I demonstrated today on Creative Bug. Creative Bug is an online resource from the Santa Clara County Library, and if you love crafts and making things with your hands, it's going to be a great resource for you. All you need to set up your free account is your Santa Clara County Library card and your PIN number. Once you're all set up and logged in, click on the red button on their homepage that says See Latest Classes. I found the class that I used today here. It is Holiday Craft Along, 30 days of cards, crafts, tags, and packaging. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope you will go on to make more crafts and have a lot of fun. Thank you again, and see you later. Bye. To find the Creative Bug from our homepage, you want to go up to the Online Library 24/7 page and click on that. From there, go over to Subjects, click on Crafts, Hobbies, and DIY, then open that, then click on Creative Bug Art and Craft Classes. It's easy to set up your Creative Bug account. All you need is your library card and PIN number. Once you have set up your account, click on the red button on the front page of Creative Bug that says see latest classes here. In the class search box, type in holiday craft along. The class that I used is at the top left-hand corner, Holiday Craft Along, 30 Days of Cards, Tags, and Packaging Ideas. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will go on to have more fun making your own holiday crafts and other paper crafts at other times of year. See you later!